Okay, this video is for section A, and we are going to see, as promised, I'm uploading this video one day before the exam in order to, because now that you have gone through the slides and the videos, so I'm just going to discuss with you the paper pattern and what kind of paper you can expect. So the paper is not going to be like the midterms. There are going to be no objective questions. The questions are going to be purely subjective, uh, shorter questions, but still discursive to some extent. Um, each question is going to be 4 marks. So when you are writing a 4-mark question, please do keep in mind that you have to give 2 solid points, and with the points then you will have to give an explanation of the points. My suggestion will be that when you write an important point, like in one paragraph you're mentioning an important point, so you underline that point that you are discussing, highlight it. In every answer script, please make sure that you write the question and then the answer. Okay, because this is not the paper based, this is online, so I don't want any confusion. So you first write the question, then write the answer, and in the answer highlight the important point, and then when you give the explanation to that point, then highlight the explanation as well. Just the first 2 words, just highlight them so that there are no mistakes. It's a scrolling thing. The paper is scrolling in front of the teacher, so I don't want to make any errors of omission because of which God forbid you get lesser marks. Okay, as I said in my last video, we cannot follow the original method that we follow at university level, where we say that only questions from the second term will come. As you know, as you have seen, in the second term we have done institutions. We have studied the institutions, and the institutions are an extension of the concepts which were done in the classical sociology. So contemporary sociology is an extension of classical sociology. That is the problem here. The one thing is an extension of the other. We cannot completely ignore the classical concepts. I'm not asking you to do classical theory all over again. That's not what I'm asking you to do. All I'm saying is that some of the concepts that were originally classical, they have been applied in chapters like social development, in chapters like family, in chapters like the media. So you cannot completely ignore those points. So I am going to tell you which parts from the classical theory are important. You don't have to do the entire classical theory all over again. But yes, contemporary and the institutions, yes. So let me just go over it very briefly. I just want to go over it very briefly. This is I'm not divulging the paper at all. Everything is important, but certain things which you should concentrate. All the slideshows you have to read, all the videos you have to watch. They are all important, but some things you will have to concentrate more, and they are present inside the videos. And if you haven't watched the videos, please do watch the videos the links that I uploaded. Those are very important, and also the slideshows, they are very important. Okay, so now let me quickly tell you what is going to come from the classical side. From the classical sociology, you must know Marxist view of development. Okay, so that is very important. The Marxist view. What did Marx say about social development? The stages that a society passes through. That is important. Okay. Then you will come to the institutions, economic institutions, because the application of that is in the contemporary sociology. Overdevelopment, development and overdevelopment. You have to study both. Okay. And then when we are talking about development, we do we do take into account not just economic development, we also take into account distributive justice. So that is an important part of development. So distributive justice, and then when development takes place, basically this is all the things that are there in the slides. I mean, I don't think I'm leaving out anything, but I'm just giving you the parts of the syllabus which will be very important from exam point of view. So the Malthusian theory is puts some very important constraints on development. So Malthusian theory, without knowing the Malthusian theory, you will not be able to handle the paper well. So and then if you remember, I gave you a video on disease. Now that is not in the notes, that is not in the slides, and you will not find it in any book. But there is a video which I have made and I have given it to you. It's called the economic impact of disease, but the economic impact is discussed in the beginning. In the same video, the social impact is discussed in the end. So please do the social impact of disease, okay, because we are living in a situation where disease may have a social impact. Okay, it's not going to have a major social impact, but nonetheless it's having a social impact. What are the preconditions for takeoff? We discussed that development cannot take place without the economy reaching the takeoff stage. So what are the preconditions for those takeoff? That is something that we discussed in a lot of detail, and that is something that you need to know. Then there is one video which again I uploaded, which is not there in the notes. It is related to a little bit of that is in the slide somewhere. So you will have to, when you're doing media freedom. But there is a video on media freedom which I have uploaded. It's called the paradox of press freedom. There will be a question on that how far is the media free? The videos that I have uploaded, those are very important. Especially the videos that I've specially made for you, they are very important. Okay. Then if you remember, when we were discussing the media, we did take into account some economic and non-economic factors, okay, that are involved in media and media reporting. So please do those economic factors very, very carefully. As I said, this is a major part of the syllabus, but please concentrate on these slides very in a lot of depth. Economic factors. I'm more interested in the economic factors than in the cultural and political factors. Okay, because these days, as you know, the economic factor is very important. You can have the best product in the world, but if you do not have the means to advertise it, then you will not be able to sell it. So those are important. We had a discussion in class, if you remember, extended families versus nuclear families, and we said that there is a debate going on whether extended families actually existed in the past or not. Okay, and we did mention that in the past life expectancy was low, so some sociologists like Carlin has argued that this concept of extended family actually did not exist in the past. What is that debate? That is given in the slideshow on families. So please have a look at that carefully. I did upload a video on post-modernity. Okay, and in one of the slideshows, there is a slide in which there is a comparison between modernist point of view and postmodernist point of view. Okay, we did not have the time to go into a lot of depth because basically in this course, as you have seen, we have discussed modernity. It starts from modernity, continues with modernity, and it talks about the institutions of modernity. But there is also a postmodernist point of view on which I have uploaded a video. Postmodernity in depth is not in our course, but you have to know where it is because modernity ultimately culminates in postmodernity. So this question there will be a choice. Either you will do modernity postmodernity, or you are going to do the significance of a person's character in Islamic sociology. And that is the last thing that we discussed. All right. So this is the format and this is the pattern that the paper will most likely take. And I wish you all the best for tomorrow's paper. Hopefully, inshallah, all of you will pass with flying colors. Thank you very much indeed.